scrappy friends, welcome to my channel today. I am sharing with you a layout that I made for the Clique Kits blog, and this is for the theme Yearbook, which is about journaling and like your everyday life type things. So I wanted to create a layout that has tons of journaling, because don't we all just every once in a while have stories or something that we just really just want to talk a lot about? And one of the things that I was thinking would be fun is if I did a double page layout. And I just didn't want to do just a regular double page layout. So I decided that I would make it 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to use quite a bit of white cardstock just to back this really pretty paper up. And I'm using the main kit from Clique Kits. So it's the Malibu kit, which features the pink paisley Summer Lights collection, which is gorgeous. This is a really, really pretty kit. I really love it. I will say that it's a little intimidating because it's so pretty. But I have quite a bit of pictures too. So doing a double page layout will really help. So I can get all the photos that I want on here. And they're not super squished on one 12 by 12 layout, but I also have space to do tons of journaling, which, like I said, was really my main focus on this layout. I really just want to tell this bit of the story and make sure I get this journaling down, because even though it's not super imperative, like this happened last year, but I want to just make sure that I journal about it before I kind of forget about it. I mean, these moments in our life that are big sometimes are hard to forget, right? But sometimes as time goes on, the craziness of it gets kind of lost, and I think that was one thing that I didn't want to forget. So I'm right now, you can just see I'm putting a white border around those photos. I'm gonna add a border around the flower photo. I don't end up using that one that has just the rain on it. I decided to leave that one off and have 3 on one side and 2 on the other side. And 2 of those photos aren't really the greatest photos because they're from the window of the plane. And you know how sometimes you get a really great window and sometimes you get a horrible window. So yeah, I had a pretty smudgy window, but you know, they're not horrible by any means. And so I'm just playing around with this because I really want a good title. I want something really nice. But I also was thinking about the fact that I wanted each layout to almost be able to like stand on its own even though they go together, which is why I carried some of that the bottom of the blue paper of that sunset paper. Whoops, sorry. That sunset paper I carried over on the other side so that it feels like it's all together, but it's not so similar that, yeah. I didn't want it to be really matchy-matchy. Sometimes I don't mind that, but sometimes I really don't want that. And like I said, I wanted to be able to leave a lot of space for journaling, and leaving it white will really help me do that. So the one side of the layout is going to say Goodbye Hawaii, and the other side will say Hello Washington. And I just wanted it really nice and fun. I want the title to pretty much tell you what this layout is about, because if for some reason you're going through, and I know you put these layouts in your albums and not every single time do people read everything, right? So sometimes they don't. And sometimes it's just kind of nice to have a title that tells you a lot of what's going on. So I also wanted to incorporate some of those squares because they're just super fun. I just really like them, and they're very fun, and they're really fun to just add these little extra snippets. So I'm going to play around with this other side. I put one of them on pop dots so that they're kind of layered and you get that layered look, because there's not going to be a whole lot going on this layout. I will add some more stuff later on. But this layout really did not take me very long to put together. So I think the longest time was the drying time, which, and I don't share that part, and I don't share me writing out because that just, it's just me writing. But I end up deciding to stick that one up at the top. I was thinking about adding that rainbow on there because I thought that would be kind of fun, but I just didn't. I don't know. It was off balance or something, and I didn't care for it. So I'm going to end up moving it to the other side because Hawaii is known for rainbows, right? It's the rainbow state. So, yeah. But, yeah. And I'm going to end up cutting up this piece right here that has the sun on it, and I'm going to layer some stuff. And I end up really liking how that turned out. Just having it layer it and fit together, that's kind of a fun little thing that you can do because, I mean, there's not really a whole lot going on this layout. I mean, it's mostly pictures and journaling, which is what I wanted, but having some little tiny things like your embellishments layered together just perfectly will really help just elevate a layout that doesn't have a lot on it. And I think that's the key, and to having a layout that is simple. And that sun I did put on a pop dot too. So that'll help it just kind of lift up. I did do some stitching. You probably can't see it. I did do some stitching on both of the layouts. So near the bottom, I did a little bit of stitching, which is underneath most of the photos on the other side. And then underneath where those layers are, I did do some. So here is where I'm gonna do just a little bit of mixed media, and this is gonna help that white not be so white. I also thought it would be kind of fun to have more of like a box shape that shows where the journaling is gonna be. So I was kind of intentional when I made this shape, and I'm using, and these are from the store. There are the shimmers Creamez, which are really similar to watercolors. I'm not sure if they're like a type of watercolor. I don't really know how they're made, but they're really, really fun. And you just add some water to it. The packaging says you can just spritz water. I just use my water pen, and I just let some sit on there for a minute, and then you just need a little bit more water, and you can activate it, and you can have a really, really soft look with these, or you can use a lot more of the product on your, so use less water and have a richer color. But I really watered these down because I didn't want them to be really, really bright, and they do when they dry. I think they dried a little bit lighter than what it looks like on there. I know in my close-ups you'll see they do look, it looks like there's almost no media on there, but it actually is a little bit darker in real life. But it still, I thought, lightened up more than it looks, it just even watching this. So I use pink more on one side and the purple on the other side. For this month, there is a sale going and a deal going on. If you buy a certain amount of stuff in the store, you can get free shipping, I think. That's how it goes. I think it's like $50. But I know that's one of those Creamez are one of the featured products over in the store. So I'll make sure I have links below so that you can find them really easily. But they're really, really fun. And for the color, and they're like many of the Shimmers products, there's a shimmer in it, so it's just really nice and fun. I really enjoyed using them. They were a lot different. They're definitely different than watercolors, but they were really easy, and they worked really well on just plain cardstock without having any gesso or anything. So know that if you're not someone who does a lot of that kind of stuff, it was pretty easy. And then you just put the top on, and then you just leave it, and the next time you want to use it, you just add a little bit more water to it, and it'll reactivate. So it's really just kind of cool. So a nice fun little product that you can use there. So now I'm just adding the rest of the title because I wanted that to be half underneath. And it's still a little wet, so I do have to wait a little while for it to dry, but I really like how this turned out. And here you can see all the journaling. I did a ton of journaling. I filled up that space. I probably could have had a little bit more room to even write some more or write a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I mean, if you're someone who doesn't like to write on your stuff, I really wanted that look. I wanted it to have that look of the writing. But if you don't like that, you could always have typed that and just put something like that on there. So I hope that this gives you guys some ideas for different ways that you can add lots of journaling to your layouts and just kind of make it fun, right? I mean, it's about having fun. To me, I don't really care how many albums I have. So to make it fun and make it cool is really just one thing that I really enjoy. So don't forget to check out the links below, and I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a great week. Bye!